Hello everyone, hello my little dyslexia community. Norda is here and welcome a new episode of Real Talk with Norda. Today my dear guest is Gaia. She's 27 years old and lives in Verona, Italy. She was officially diagnosed with dyslexia, dysorthography and attention deficit at the age of 23. She supports herself alone and with some helps her Spanish teacher. Right now, she's working as HR for an Italian corporation. Her hobbies are drawing, basketball, biking, and snowboarding. Her future plans, she wants to become dyslexia tutor and publish a book drawing dyslexia. Hello, Gaia, how are you?
Hello, fine, thank you. And you?
Great, thank you. Are you ready for Real Talk with Norda and for my questions?
I'm ready.
Okay, my first question for you is dyslexia and your school time. Like, what kind of difficulties did you had through your schooling?
My biggest difficulty was writing. Really, my writing is so bad, and also I cannot put into thoughts what I'm thinking, into words what I'm thinking. So when I had to write essays, it was a real nightmare. So my mom helped me a lot with this, but in the end, school was quite okay. I went pretty well. And then with university, the problems came because there were more to study and also things were more complex. So yes. At university, it was like dyslexia was a problem.
Okay, and said at the beginning, you was diagnosed at the age of 23 officially. And what kind of accommodations did you get in your university? Did you get some of them?
Yeah, extra time during exams. And also I could bring with myself like a mental map with the main topics. So when I had to expose something, I could like sort of follow a path. So I didn't remember. Yeah, because I had to remember what to say, but sometimes I didn't.
Yeah. What do you think? Why such a negative perception around dyslexia in our society?
I don't know, actually. I think also one of the biggest problems with dyslexia, but with other people that cannot understand what dyslexia is that there are a lot of manuals, articles, and scientific tests that talk about only the technical difficulties, like the mistakes you do, which the problems are, but nobody talks about the psychological side of dyslexia.
Oh yes, that
the
is
emotions. So I think this is the hardest part to explain to people that don't have dyslexia.
Yes, this is really true because everyone are just concentrate on like reading difficulties, writing difficulties, but people don't see our emotional, like psychological difficulties. So yes, that is really true. And what do you think? What we dyslexics need to do to change that negative perception?
I think, as you do, talk about it. So the more you talk about dyslexia, the more people can understand. And this is what I'm trying to do with this book I would like to publish, that is Drawing Dyslexia. And I try to portray these kind of feelings. So how I live dyslexia, how I feel dyslexia, and I try to put into pictures what I feel.
Yes.
So to make people understand how it can be.
Yes, that is really important. We dyslexics need to start to talk about dyslexia and how do we feel, and we need to use like our strengths to express our feelings.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also because kids can see other people sharing their experience and can be useful also for them and to not feel alone.
Yes, when we dyslexics start to talk about dyslexia, we can motivate others to talk about it. And could you share with us like your dyslexia strategies for learning or organization through schooling?
Colors. Colors saved my life literally, because I associate every concept with a color.
Mm-hmm.
So I just remember where the colors on the page, and then I remember the concept, and I could explain it, because otherwise just words were like random.
Yes.
So
yeah.
colors help me really, really a lot, and also mental math.
Yes. Do you have positive or negative attitude towards dyslexia? How do you stand for dyslexia now?
Now I am like with dyslexia, love and hate relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I love it, like when I draw, or when I'm creative, or I can see different perspective from the others. But sometimes, and a lot more when I was studying, I suffered a lot for dyslexia, because I hated, I couldn't do things like my ears.
Yes, that is the difficult part. Yes, and I want to ask you, what kind of influence dyslexia has on your job? Could you share with us, like, biggest influence of dyslexia?
Biggest influence? Well, I'm in HR now, so I do a lot of job interviews, and I like it a lot, because I can, and I think this dyslexic thing, I can relate with people, and I always find a connection with them and communicate with all of them, mm-hmm. With candidates, and so I think this empathy, thanks to dyslexia. But then there's also the bureaucratic part, so yes. Filling forms in or writing emails, that it's such a nightmare for me.
Yes, and yes, writing, and in most of jobs, like, you need to write, you need to read, and for us dyslexic, that is like, oh my god. But thank god we have those like creative part of us, and some of our strengths. And could you share with us like your dyslexia strengths and your dyslexia weaknesses?
Well, strength, creativity, mm-hmm. Drawing, mm-hmm. and also, I know, like synesthesia, that is a sort of mix of the senses. So mm-hmm. when I hear music, I just see colors in front of me.
That is interesting. Do you have other some of strengths?
Well, empathy and like hypersensitivity, mm-hmm. but I don't know if this is also a negative part, because sometimes the emotions are too much to deal with, and my weaknesses are organization.
Oh yes. yes, my friend. Same for me, like organization is, oh my, I fight with that part of dyslexia, like organization is really hard. Others?
Writing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Writing and organization, I think, yeah. And my mom can agree on my organization, that I'm super messy.
Yes, so. Same for me. And my last question for you is, could you share with us your message to our dyslexic community? What do you think as dyslexic is most important thing for us?
The most important thing is, well, I don't know if I managed to do it still, but accept our dyslexia, mm-hmm. ourselves as we are. We are okay. We don't have any problem, actually. And also to talk about it. Yes. Talk about your struggles, because I think that in the end, if you manage to talk about it, you can also accept it. Otherwise, you keep it in, and your monster just grow.
Yes.
And then it's difficult to deal.
Deal
So
with it.
accept your dyslexia and accept yours.
Okay, great. My dear Gaia, thank you so much for sharing your dyslexia story with me. I'm really grateful, and I
Thank
really
you so much for having me.
and I really wish you all the best, lots of success with your book, of course, and with other things you will do in future. And I really wish you all the best, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Norda, and thank you for what you're doing on your page, because it's fantastic. I really like it.
Thank you. And thank you to my dyslexia community for watching this interview, and go on my YouTube channel and watch other Real Talk with Norda episodes. And also don't forget to keep going and stay positive. See you in some new interview. Bye.
Bye.